Hey guys, it's been a while since I have posted. Um, if you watched my egg fasting video, you will know that I was very sick. Um, we tested positive on Martin Luther King Day. I don't know what day that was. But I was very sick for several days. And yeah, we've been quarantined. Um, so that is what have been doing. Um, I also let y'all know that my son was having surgery, and he did great. He's completely healed. We found exactly what was causing his issues, and thank God they are resolved. So we no longer have any problems. I am still doing um, my fasting and keto. I had a few cheat days while I was really sick because I really um, just I needed to eat, but I didn't feel like eating anything. So I had some carbs. But I'm right back onto my diet and I'm feeling really good. And yeah, so this morning, um, I woke up and I went outside to bring the dog outside and I was going to do chores and I found that there was feathers all over the ground. If you watch my videos in December, you'll know that I went to Houston and came home to find that a bunch of my animals were killed, and I had no proof of what dog or animal did it because my cameras had been disconnected by my 2-year-old, and my 14-year-old thought that he would take it upon himself to reconnect to my cameras, and he did it incorrectly. So since then, I've had my cameras connected correctly, and I've been waiting. So I just knew that whatever animal or dog that had attacked my animals would come back. And also, whenever that happened in December, the dog next door was put on a chain. And so I knew immediately to go check my cameras and see what happened. And sure enough, the neighbor's dog is on video um, tearing into my cage, pulling the rooster out, and eating every piece of him. Again, all that was left was some feathers, and the rooster belonged to my 7-year-old. She was very upset about it. His name was Survivor because she actually got him from someone at a swap that we went to. And he was kept in a cage with another rooster for the swap. And by the time they had made it to the swap, just in the car ride over, the other rooster basically tried to kill him. Um, so my daughter named him Survivor, um, and now he's no longer with us. I did not press charges, but I did call the cops, and I wrote a statement, and the report was taken and filed, and the chief of police basically gave the neighbor um, an option of either getting rid of the dog and paying for the damages or going to court with charges pressed for leash law and animal cruelty and property damage. And just the leash law is like $500 because it's against ordinances. And I did let the cops know that they have kept the dog on a chain. The dog was not on a chain. The dog did not have a collar on in the video, so I'm assuming that the dog had broke the collar. And when the cops got here, the dog was inside their house or on their porch in a kennel. It was not on a chain and it was not in the yard. So the dog actually spent about an hour in my yard doing what it did. Um, it only killed the rooster. It didn't injure any other animal. It did harass some of my rabbits. I could see it on the video. But thankfully did not tear into my rabbit cages. It did tear into the cage that this rooster was in. This rooster was actually in a different cage until not long ago because of the freezing weather we've been having. It was just easier to have him off the ground, out of the cold, and in more of a draft-free cage. It's the same cage that my Saramas were in um, when the dog came into the yard in December. I had repaired the bottom of the cage, and I had put that rooster in there maybe a week or two ago, just to keep him off the ground and warm, like I said. It wasn't my long term neighbor whose dog it belonged to. It was his son in law. And so I did let the cop know that it wasn't my statement because I did not want the neighbor himself to, the property owner, to be in trouble for this issue. However, the cops did say that if the problem wasn't resolved, that he could be sued. Someone across the street did fire shots at the dog recently because it had went into her yard, and she has some very young children and some tiny little dogs. This is a big dog. It doesn't matter what breed it is. The point is that it wasn't brought up the right way. It has aggression towards other animals and livestock, and it has come after my husband before, and it's growled at my children. But the neighbor, the person who owns property, has lots of other dogs over there who are large breed dogs, and I have absolutely no problem with them. They never get out of the fence. It was just this one dog. And again, it belongs to his son-in-law, and his son-in-law has recently moved back in July. They moved back to this property with the parents, and that's when I started having problems with this dog. So the dog has left the property. They allowed him to bring it to, I guess, his family who lives in the next town over. Well, not next town, it's just a little ways down the road. And so the dog has been removed from the property. I never want to have a dog put down, or anything, or injured. The cops did tell me if I had to, shoot it, that they would allow me to, because it's on my property. So it's never the step that I want to take. If I had to protect my animals and I had it on film that that particular animal was killing my animals, my property, it would have to be done. But yeah, that is what's going on right now. I'm just glad that it's been taken care of, because once an animal comes and kills something, they're always gonna come back. And so now that it's been resolved, my neighbor, not the son-in-law, but the actual neighbor who lives there and owns the property, came over. He apologized, and he paid me for the cage and for the rooster. He did pay me for animals that were killed before, even though I don't have proof. He knows that it happened, and he gave my daughter some money, just $9, to basically make it right with her, because it's her rooster. So yeah, his son-in-law should have came and apologized and did that personally. The money should not have came out of that man's pocket, but his son-in-law, I knew he wasn't going to come over here and apologize or pay out of his pocket, because one, he doesn't have a job. Two, he's just an arrogant person. And I have been around them more than enough to know how he is, and I'm just glad that the dog is gone. The man has had an issue with the dog. Again, it's on his property, and he knew that the guy wasn't taking responsibility for the dog and making sure that he stayed on the property. So I'm just glad it's resolved. But that's what's going on with us. We are finally feeling better and doing really, really well. And we are off quarantine. We have been quarantined for like 2 weeks now, because each one of the children have come down with this. So you're going to a swap on Saturday. Today's Thursday. It's Thursday night. And yeah, I am so excited to go to a swap and hang out with my friends and just be out of the house for a little while. So thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all be blessed. Bye.